What's up guys, it's RidingRook, riding with my friend here on this CBR 600 RR 2003 model, all black. I rented this this motorcycle here. It's a 125, it's a Yamaha YZF R125, 15 horsepower if I'm correct. Not a beast, but it's fun to ride and on these little dikes, as they call them in Holland. So I rented this bike, so I have to be a little bit careful. I've been riding this morning since around 9. It's around 2 now, so I've been riding for a fair amount. I must say, on these little roads, this bike is perfect. I mean, yes, you can buy a big bike like that one. You can even buy a liter bike, but for small roads like these, where it's quite dangerous in the turns, quite easy to fall off the side if you make a mistake. Once you make a mistake, I don't know. So as an inexperienced rider, I would recommend this bike for little tours like this, but on highways, I wouldn't recommend it. I just spent a little while on the highway, and I couldn't really reach 120, 130. So I wouldn't say it's ideal. So I wouldn't say it's ideal on those kind of situations, but when you're just touring around, not on highways, on lanes like these, it's a gem. I'm not sure if you can hear me correctly. It's quite windy today, and I haven't set up my mic as good as I wanted to. But this is just a test run, I suppose. I'm taking motorcycle lessons at the moment. I'm taking A2 lessons on KTM Duke 390, I believe. You know, I got my A1 license, which allows me to ride 125's like these. I got it on KTM Duke 125, and it's very similar to the 390, only the 390 has a lot more power, like 3 times more power or something, so you really do notice that. But other than that, the riding position, the way you take corners, it's just so agile. And on bikes like these, like super sport bikes, even though this is just a 125, you really notice that the riding position is very forward. It's like any super sport, and it's way harder to turn in lower speeds and even in high speeds. You know, if you make one mistake, like here, if you go too fast, you can't brake during your corner when taking a turn. You just gotta anticipate the turns, anticipate the road, anticipate traffic, and just take it easy in the beginning before you build confidence. Unfortunately, these roads have a speed limit of 30. I don't think anyone really follows that rule, but you just got to take it easy here. I mean, there isn't a lot of police today, but we did see a group of police bikers and a van. But you never know, you know. It's a rental. I don't want to spend a lot of money. I still have to pay off my MT-03 that I ordered, which will be coming in this weekend. But I won't be able to get my license until the 10th of July. So I'll have it at home, just staring at it, just admiring it, not being able to ride it. It's torture, but you know, I just gotta be patient. But I can do it with another week or two. It's no problem. Watching motor vlogs every day, watching bike videos. Seems like they have some sort of traffic cameras here, so I'll take it easy. But that's what the signs say anyway. I mean, I haven't seen any traffic cameras, or maybe it's just a warning. I mean, but I'm not gonna risk it. All these flies flying right into my face, that's fucking awesome. But anyway, it's been raining all weekend. It's been raining yesterday as well, and it's been very windy. Oh, there he is. It's been very windy. And today we've been very fortunate. Got this great weather, not too warm, not too windy. But yeah, the downside is all these flies flying right in my face and my helmet. But yeah, it's just a small price to pay for a nice day of riding like this. This is really awesome. So yeah, my name is RidingRook. I'm 22 years old. I live in the Netherlands. What's this guy gonna do? I live in the Netherlands. I'm a student. Just spent half a year in Norway. Wasn't able to ride my bike. I did bring my car though. So I got my A1 license. I got it 2 years ago when the policy just changed, meaning that me as a 20-year-old could only get a A1 license and transfer or take an exam for A2 2 years after. Now they changed the rules again, that 20-year-olds can take the A2 exam right away. So I was just in between these policy changes, which sucks for me, but to be honest, I've had a good time. I've owned an RS 125, which is too much power for my license, but I managed to get it insured by installing a kit, having a kit installed to lower the power, which I took out right away. So it had almost 30 horsepower, I guess. I'm not sure about that though, but it had like double of a normal 125, 22 kilowatts, I guess. So that was fun. I mean, Aprilia's 2-strokes, they're fun to ride. They're not reliable though. It broke down on me a couple of times. Didn't feel quite confident riding the bike because it broke down on me so often. But then again, in its defense, it was a budget bike. I spent around 1,200 euros on it. I'm not sure if that was a camera though. I'm not sure. Spent around 1,200 euros on it. So it was my first bike, budget bike. It was fine. I mean, it was a super sport, but the sound was so. I kept getting irritated by the sound because it just sounded like a scooter. I mean, I owned a moped before that. I owned a TZR 50 cc's when I was 16, and it's just the same, only the power is amazing. I mean, when coming from a scooter or coming from any A1 4-stroke 125, the RS power is just staggering. So yeah, I had a good time on that. Had it for like half a year. Sold it because I didn't feel confident riding it. It wasn't as reliable as I'd hoped, and in the back of my mind, I didn't want to ride bikes illegally. I mean, if I did get into an accident and they would check the bike, I could have been in a lot of trouble. You know, insurance could refuse to pay up. So I got rid of that. Bought a little bit more expensive bike for around 2,000, 2,200, 2,400 euros. I bought XT 125X, supermotard Yamaha. That was fine. The sound was way better. It was way easier to ride. I mean, supermotards are super easy to ride. It's comfortable, but the power was just lacking. I mean, this has about 11 kilowatts of power, and that's the maximum you can get for A1 license 125. But the XT 125 had around I don't know, like 8-ish kilowatts, which is like 10 horsepower, which is really not a lot. There he goes, but it's really not a lot. So during commuting, I did commute a lot. I used it. That's police. That is police. No, it's not police. While commuting, it was perfect, but you know, I did miss the power. And now that I ordered an MT-03, my buddy there already ridden it. He did a test ride on it. He said the torque was amazing, it was good. It's a 35 kilowatt bike, around 50 horsepower, which is a big difference from this. But in the total overview, it's not as much as a Super Sport 600 or even a leader bike. You know, it's not very powerful. But it maxes out the limit the limit of power you can ride with an A2 license. So I'm glad about that. I'm satisfied with it. I think I'll have a good blast of it, and I'll do some motor vlogs if you guys like my videos. I've made one video so far. Well, I've made several videos, but one video I uploaded on this channel. It's called taking my riding lesson, which is what I did. I recorded during my first riding lesson for the A2 license, and unfortunately I didn't talk then. I was just too busy paying attention to the roads, paying attention to these instructions of my instructor, and so I wasn't really able to comment on anything through voice. But I might be able to next time, which will be somewhere next week. This is the end of the bike, but yeah, check it out if you want to, if you're interested. And that's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe. I'm new, so take it easy on me. But yeah, more videos will be coming soon. Bye bye.